Hello, everybody, from the Gorlitz High Performance Garage channel. I just figured I'd do a short little video. I'm going to explain a few things. I got a few things on my mind here. I just want to thank all my subscribers again, and any stoppers by that didn't subscribe. I mean, I can't make you. I mean, you don't like the content, whatever. But if you like it, great, you know. But I just want to remind everybody. I just want to say this. I mean, I welcome your comments, and some of them get quite nasty and very offensive. Which, you know, I got my big boy pants on. I can take it. Ain't no big deal. I'm trying to bring content that I think any group of hot rodders or muscle car enthusiast type people would want. I try to bring it to you. I'm not obligated to bring it. I bring it to you. I don't get paid for this. I do it because I like doing it. It's just something I enjoy. Now, as far as, you know, a lot of complaints, not a lot, but a few complaints about how I'm not getting on it on my videos enough. And, you know, I'm still breaking in some new parts on my Chevelle here. I'm breaking in a brand new transmission. I'm still partially breaking in an engine. It still smokes every once in a while. I went to a car show last night. I was going to video it, but I didn't think it was worth it. I didn't think I'd get any hits on it because there just wasn't hardly any that many cars there. I mean, for the size of the place, there was a lot of cars, but there was a lot of cars like Mustangs, Challengers, Chargers, Subaru STIs. These are cars, you know, people, let's get serious here. These are vehicles that I can go to the dealership and look at. Just because you went out there and had a set of wheels put on it, or had somebody put a lowering kit on it, or had somebody put exhaust on it, I mean, that's fine. You're putting your twist on it, whatever. But as far as going to a cruise in or a show, I think shows that I go to around here should have a certain classification. Like, when you go to a show, I like seeing old cars. I like seeing stuff that people have labored on and, you know, turned the bolts on them physically and painted them. And, you know, I know not everybody knows how to do a lot of things automotive. I get it. I completely get it. I know a lot of people that buy the cars, they do all the work, mechanical work and all that stuff. They build an engine, transmission put in them, build a rear end, do the suspension, do the interior, and then when it comes to the body, a lot of people don't like to aggravate with that shit, and I get it. I've done that stuff most of my adult life. I've done this auto body shit, and it's a pain in the fucking dick. If you're an amateur, it's a pain in the ass. My worst thing is getting the body straight. That's what I hate doing. I hate doing that because it's just a pain in the ass. I'm not real good at it. I try to do as much as I can without having to use body filler. Body filler is hard to get straight. It absorbs water like a son of a bitch. If you have an air bubble in it, you have a teeny little pinhole in that shit. Water's going to get in there. It's going to swell it up and it's going to fall out. I don't care how good you are or you think you are. That is very hard to do. A lot of times I try to, when I'm putting a panel in or a patch piece, I try to make it the same size as the hole so I can just bridge the gap with MIG wire and fill it in that way. And then I try to feather the metal and I try to smooth it up that way. And if I need a little bit of filler, I'll put some on it. I really hate, I mean fucking hate, a lot of traffic out here, but anyway, I really hate fucking with body filler. I don't like it. That's why on this blue truck I put license plates over some holes I just put them over it. Said fuck it. I'm to the point in my life where I'm tired of fucking with body filler. I did it on the Chevelle here. I did this car. I've worked on this car since I was 19 years old. So I've done every single thing to this car that I can think of except take the body off the frame. I never did that. Other than that, I replaced everything on this car that was bad or needed replaced. I replaced it. This thing still has the original upper ball joints on it. And that just goes to show you the quality that they used to have then. But anyhow, getting back to the content. This content I put on here is what I think that you might like, that is entertaining. See, we have a comment section down there for a purpose, for you all to voice your opinions on what you like to see. I've had a lot of people subscribe because they really like what they're seeing. And they told me so. And I'm grateful for that. That's awesome. But then you have a couple people leaving asshole comments like, oh, your car's a piece of shit, or oh, you should just go buy a fucking Toyota or whatever. But, that's okay. I mean, if you feel that you got to voice your opinion like that. But one thing, though, that crosses my mind when I see comments like that. If you don't like the video, I'm not forcing you to watch the motherfucker. If you don't like it, move on. Watch something you like. If you're a racer and you like Paul Walker bullshit from the Fast and Furious, you like those little Hondas and Acuras and all that other shit, I hate those fucking cars. I fucking hate those cars. And I hate electric cars. That's just my preference. If you don't like muscle cars, then don't watch the fucking videos. I used to get on there and troll those fucking Honda Alliance and all that fucking shit that's on here. And I quit doing it. Because I thought, man, I'm no better than the people that slur my shit. I get on there and say shit like that. It's like, fuck it. I don't care. If that's what you like, that's what you like. I'm not going to come on there and bully you and be a dick. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit here. If I think my car is better than yours, I'll just keep that to myself. That's not something I got to sit here and, well, my car's better than yours because it's old. I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to tell you this too. I have a limited amount of money that I can throw into these vehicles. And I try to put what I can in them, not just to please other people. I can give a fuck what anybody else thinks about my stuff. I put my twist on my own shit. And it's getting to the point now where these real old vehicles, you just can't find them no more. And I'm hanging on by my toenails to what I got. And I'm not going to get rid of anything. Whatever I get or whatever I see I get, I'm keeping. I'm not going to let it go unless somebody offers me an outrageous fucking amount of money for it. And it'd have to be pretty outrageous because I tend to get attached to my cars. I really like them. But like this newer stuff, like that Daytona we have, I could give a rat's ass about that fucking car. I do maintenance on it just to keep it on the road, keep it going. So it's all the time transportation. My '04 Mercury, I don't give a fuck about that car, but I do maintenance on it. I keep it up because I have to have something to haul my ass around constantly because I don't like driving my old stuff all the time. And that's how I keep it nice. Now this Crown Victoria, this old fucking car I got out here, I'm going to throw a little bit of money into it. I'm going to do some things to it, put wheels on it. I'd like to put lake pipes on it. I'd like to paint the thing. Make it stand out a little bit. Make it loud and obnoxious. It's kind of loud right now. But it's not something that I really like. I'm not a big fan of those cars. They're big square fucking bricks. It does corner surprisingly well for as big and heavy as it is. It's really surprised me. out corner my other old cars here. It'll actually out corner that '04 Grand Marquis I have. It will go around turns faster than that fucking thing, which really surprises me. But I mean, if you want to comment, feel free to comment. I'm not telling you not to comment. I'm telling you to comment. But the other thing I'm trying to get across, though, if you don't like the content, move on. Don't watch it. Move on. I mean, I'm not here to ruin my shit for people's entertainment. I mean, I've beat the living shit out of this car since I've had it. And now that I'm older and I'm a lot wiser and I see the money that I've put into this car over the years, I've put thousands of dollars in this thing. I have brand new parts in this thing. And this is the third time I've redone the drivetrain in this fucking car. And I'm going to buy another rear end and put in it. Sometime. Don't know when. It'll happen sometime. I'd like to put a set of 410s in it. Let's get a little snappier. And I'd like to change the cam in the engine. I'm not happy with that camshaft. I like the lope. It does have a little bit of one in it. But I like the lope from the older engine that was in there. I really like that lope. I have a great big humongous fucking cam here that is just batshit fucking crazy. I would love to stick in it. It's big for hydraulic flat tappet standards. It's a big one for that type. But like roller cams, you can get a lot bigger with small blocks. You can get a lot bigger, a lot more RPMs. It'll be rev quicker, snappier. But then with a solid roller, you got to adjust that fucking bitch. You got to adjust the goddamn roller rockers with a feeler gauge. After so many runs, you got to adjust them, adjust the fucking lash on them. And that's just not something I want to fucking waste my time with. If I was to get a roller, it would be a hydraulic roller because they're more street friendly. But when you get into them great big camshafts, your car starts to get unstreetable. It starts to get more like a fucking race car, which, we don't need to be running into that shit. So, but anyhow, you want to comment, I welcome the comments. I mean, I try to put on stuff here that I think everybody would like. I hit a really good streak with the beer run video. I had a lot of people watch it. Christ, within a short period of time, it had almost 4,000 views in a short period of time. And that's amazing for me. I mean, some of these other hardcore YouTubers on here, they have millions of views in a short period of time. I've had that, almost 4,000 on it so far since I put it up there. And I thought it was pretty cool because my channel doesn't get a lot of hits all the time. And YouTube put that son of a bitch in there in the loop. And it's like a lot of people see it. It comes around. Like, because a lot of people just click on YouTube and just watch whatever comes up. And it's in there. If you're in there with car shit, hell, if you're in there with funny stuff, like comedian shit, it's right in there. It's popped up in there. Now, I did a grocery getter run. I did the grocery getter thing. That got, I forget how many. It's in the 300s, I think, right now. And that was just a few days. That's still pretty impressive for me. I like it. And I thank y'all for tuning in for that. That makes me feel good. I mean, it makes me happy. A lot of things today don't make me happy, and that's one thing that does make me happy. So I see a lot of views on my videos. But don't forget, dig back through my channel. I have older videos from like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, shit like that. I haven't been on here very long, but I think since 20, I don't remember, 12, 13, 14, I don't remember. I think 14 is when I started this shit. And over the years, I've had different phones. I've had different apps to make videos, to do like editing and stuff like that. That's kind of hard for me to do. It's hard for me to come by. I'm not a professional at it. I try to do what I can do with what I have available and what I know how to do. because I'm 40 fucking 5. I'm not into all this technology. So, but anyhow, there's another thing I wanted to touch on. And I want to tell you that I was doing this thing with spacers, with wheel spacers. I wanted to stick 15-inch wheels, 6-lug wheels, on the back of my truck. Because it has these wheels, I just don't like them. And they're 16-inch. Just don't like them. I don't care for them. I rotated the rear tires because this is the side that spins all the time. I rotated them, but the one with more tread on the side, whatever. And plus, I need to fill that wheel well up. I had these spacers on. Let me show you these spacers. Let me show you some of the bullshit I had to go through to put the cocksuckers on there. Here they are. Now what you have, this piece comes off, this Allen wrench. Take these bolts out. This comes apart. See the gap? Comes apart. Now I've got them beat up because I was fucking mad at them. I threw them yesterday. But anyhow, that one's on backwards. Anywho, that's the right one right there. That's how you're supposed to see. But this piece here bolts onto your hub. It's 8-lug Chevrolet. Bolts onto your fucking hub. Fit perfectly. This piece, that's the reason I bought my cousin the beer. Because he helped me take material out of this so it would go over the axle hub. And we got it to the point where it slipped on there. This one, I just had to draw it up because it wasn't quite there. So I just drew it up with these. And I stripped one a little bit. You can see it. But I got them on there. I got them on. I had to go to Napa to get lug nuts because these are metric studs. I had to get metric lug nuts. And I had to get lug nuts that fit flush, like a factory type lug nut that would go in here and fit flush. So you don't have nothing sticking out here, because that's what you have to do. Now, mind you, I run into another issue here with these holes. Those lug nuts were 7/8. A 7/8 socket does not fit down in that fucking hole. So, I'll show you what I did. And there's lots of traffic out here today. So here's what I did. I trimmed down with a grinder a socket. I took it down past the bevel. Now this is like a 12-pointer, which sucks. There's aluminum on it. I had to run it in there with an impact because it's not a posi rear, and you have to have one side down on the floor to tighten these up. And I had both sides up off the floor. I had both wheels off. But I got them on. I got them on there with this. Now that socket's junk because you use it too much, it's going to crack down the side here if it hasn't already. So anywho, and the tools I was using yesterday. And I'll show you the wheel tire combo I was trying to get on there. And the other crock of shit that stopped me in my tracks. These are the wheels I was going to put on. These are 33 1250 15s. I was going to put them on, but it would not go over the axle hub because these wheels are for a half-ton pickup truck. They would not fit. And I started to grind the center of the other wheel down. Then I said, fuck it. We're done. We are done. We're not going to do this. So, the plan now. Well, the plan now is to get some tires for the wheels that's on the truck. Now, I got my money back for the lug nuts, took them back. And, I mean, it was quite the fiasco. When I get something in my head, I try to go through, I try to live up to the challenge. I try to do it. I'm going to tell you, don't waste your fucking time with these goddamn spacers. Unless you're putting the same fucking type of wheel, or like, I should say, if you're, say somebody has a set of wheels on a 3/4 ton Ford that you really like and they're selling them to you and you want to put them on your Chevy, yeah, that'll work. That'll work flawlessly. Now, with me saying that, this shit that I did, it's easier to neck it up from 6-lug to 8 instead of vice versa. I was trying to get a 6-lug wheel on there for 15-inch tires. And when I had that tire up to there, I tried to get it on yesterday. I couldn't get it on there because of the hub. You couldn't get it on there. They would have fit too. They would have just fit, and it would have stuck out. Oh my God, it was so awesome looking. It was just ridiculous. The back end was way up in the air. The front end was fucking, it had an unbelievable rake to it. It was so awesome looking, and it, you know, it enraged me a little bit because I was so close. I was almost there. If I take material out of those wheels to make them fit over that hub, we're going to have a situation on our hands that's going to be dangerous. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take material out towards them lug nuts, and you're just going to crack that wheel, is what you're going to end up doing. And then you're going to have lug nuts coming loose. You're going to have wheel fly off the son of a bitch. You're going to wreck the truck. So all that shit was going through my head as soon as I saw, when I started to grind on the wheel, I saw in my head a vision of what may happen. So I stopped. I stopped myself. So I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. And I don't know why they make shit like this. My advice to you, if you're going to buy wheel spacers, buy them to change it to another make of wheel, like from a Ford to a Chevy, vice versa, or Dodge, whatever. Because all their 8 patterns are different. I think Ford and Dodge is the same, but Chevrolet is by itself. Naturally, it's like Chevy 6-lug shares Toyota, Nissan, so on. 6-lug Ford, 6-lug Chrysler, same usually. 5-lug Ford, 5-lug Chrysler, Jeep, all the same. They're passenger cars. Like the wheels off, like a '69 Dodge Charger would fit my Crown Victoria, or my Grand Marquis, and my Crown Victoria, because they have the same pattern on there. I don't know why. And then back in the early days, Chrysler put on the passenger side those left-handed fucking thread fucking nuts, because for some reason they thought they were going to back off on the other side and fall off. I don't know who had their head up their ass on that, but that's just one thing that Chrysler did I thought was fucking stupid. And I was like, why are you doing that? Some engineer come up with that shit and thought, oh, those lug nuts will back right off because that wheel's spinning the same way as the other side. And they just assumed that they would come off. I've never seen that happen or ever heard of it happening unless you just didn't tighten your fucking lug nuts up and they fell off. We've all been there, I'm sure. I've done it. I had a wheel fly right off a pickup I was driving one time, and it passed me going down the fucking road. And I was like, where the fuck did that come from? I looked at my little convex smear I had in the corner, and I was like, oh, that's my fucking wheel. I was looking at people behind me. I was on 3 fucking wheels going. I was on 3 wheels. It came off the back. The driver's side passed me. That thing stayed on 3 wheels till I came to a complete stop, and then it just, boom, right back to that corner. I watched that wheel roll in front of me, turn in front of me, go down through a field, and almost to the interstate. You're talking like 500 fucking feet. That son of a bitch rolled before it stopped. I just gotten into a field. I must have hit a couple groundhog holes, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I recommend if you're going to do wheel spacers, to do it that way, to bring it up. If you have a 5 lug, you want a 6, bring it up to the 6, not vice versa, because it ain't going to fucking work. Now, the half-ton stuff, yes, it will work. Half-ton, from half-ton to half-ton. But if you want to take stuff off a half-ton, put it on 3/4 ton, they ain't going to fucking do it. It ain't going to work. Now, I bought these off eBay. Another lesson learned. They're from China, of course, because what the fuck? Every fucking thing else is. I don't, whatever. Who gives her fucking rat's motherfucking ass? Whatever. It's has me quite pissy at the moment because I paid like $150 total for those things, which is a pretty good deal because they're made out of some pretty high quality aluminum. That aluminum's pretty high quality. I got to give that to them. But as far as fit goes, you might as well just take your hat off like this and stick it under your ass and shit in it, because you're going to get more accomplished shitting in your fucking hat than what you are putting spacers to neck down your fucking suspension to put 6 lug wheels on. It's not going to happen. I'm going to look for 15-inch wheels that are 8 lug. Just something steel, something cheap, and put it on there. I'd like to use these tires. They are weather cracked because this parts truck sat around for 3-4 years outside. I'd like to take these tires and put them on another set of wheels, 15 by 10s, put them on the back of this truck, make it ridiculous. And I got other plans. Right here. These are Pontiac headers. I'm going to take them, put them on. I'm going to cut the flange off at the bottom here. I'm going to cut this flange off. I'll cut it right here. Put extensions on this. I'm going to take them, put them on backwards under my truck. I'll move those mufflers ahead to wherever I can. I may end up putting glass packs on it, maybe. Like a 3-inch glass pack, probably just a cheap ass set. Or I might make my own mufflers. I just might make them. But what the plan here is putting these out and making what they call zombies. I'm going to bring them up around that step on the step side fender. I'm going to curve them up, stick them up straight out. Well, not straight out, like at an angle. And we're going to buy a flamethrower system. I'm going to weld some bungs in the tailpipes. And we're going to put spark plugs in the exhaust. And we're going to have fire. We're going to blow balls of fire out the sides of this bitch. I'm going to hook it up on a toggle switch. So all I got to do is switch it on and rev this bitch. And we're going to have fire. We're going to have lots of fire. It's going to be fucking fantastic. Now, I know what you're thinking. you're thinking, did you not learn your lesson from the fucking wheel spacers? I did learn my lesson on that. But let me tell you, this is something I want. I saw Stacy David on Gears, that show Gears he had on there. He put Zombies on, or I don't know if he put them on there. Maybe he did. Or no, it was an old Dodge. It was an old D100 square ugly bastard. They put a 572 Hemi in it, and they run tailpipes because it was a Cherry Bomb sponsored truck. They put a faded Cherry Bomb logo on each door. And they brought out these headers. They put these headers on backwards and brought them out. I put chrome or stainless extensions on. And they put tennis balls on them. They brought them out as Zombies. But they didn't throw fire. He just revved them up and ran it. And they shook, when the engine idled, all that shit. It's pretty awesome. Pretty cool. We're going to do it. We're going to do this. But I want to add the flamethrower shit. So that's going to be in the future for this truck. And what'll be awesome is when I get the other engine in there and I take it down to the drag strip after I get the thing squared away to where I want it. Then we're going to take it down to Hagerstown, Mason-Dixon Dragway. And when I'm halfway down the fucking drag strip, I'm going to flip that switch on when I'm going down through there and throw fucking fireballs out the sides of that bitch. Yes, that's what we're going to do. I've seen it done. I have a subscriber that goes to car shows around here. He's got an Insane Asylum box truck, and it's got a big block in the back of it. And it's got Michael Myers sitting on there in the doorway on the back of it. And he's got a pipe sticking out the side, and it's throwing flames out the side of it. It's pretty awesome. It's very original. It's pretty awesome, and I really like that. But before I seen that, I did have this idea a while ago. So I didn't get the idea from what I saw. It just encouraged me a little more to strive to do it. So unfortunately, it's a motherfucking Sunday, and it's afternoon already. Oh, boy. If I could just win the lottery, so I have to work, I could retire early, because this motherfucker here would. If I hit the fucking Powerball, I'd definitely retire early. And this garage would be added on to many times. And there'd be a lot more fucking vehicles here. Yes. We'd be doing YouTube content constantly. But anyhow, folks. But like I said about the comment thing, YouTube usually, they're watching the comment things now. You have to keep your comments respectable. You have to respect all these other people, which is fine. That's good. I get that. If I tell somebody to suck my fucking dick on a comment on there, if I'm just joking about it, they'll take that fucker off there. They will. They gave me a warning the one time because I said something to somebody on there, and it wasn't a car video. It was a video with these little woke bastards on there, and I was making fun of them, and I caught myself. I was like, I shouldn't have said that. And then they took it down. They took the comment down, and then he gave me a warning. You're warned, you bastard. You're disrespectful comment. I was like, yeah, it was. It was disrespectful. So, but I have one thing to say. If you're just going to come on here and troll, I'm going to tell you now. Give it your best fucking shot, because I'm going to come back with something better. I'll do battle with you. All I'm going to say is I don't understand why you're here if you're going to troll me. If you're just going to troll me and you're going to hate, spread your hate, yeah, you can go fuck yourself. But, But feel free to comment. You can comment. You can leave one on there. Yeah, it'll probably be a mom joke back at you. Because the last guy did it, I told him, I was like, well, it's like, your mom liked it. At least that's what she told me when I was with her last night. See you at breakfast, sport. No. I'm a dick. I am. Even the guys I work with call me a fucking asshole. As they throw shit at me on the CB radio all day, I can make better comebacks than what they can think of. So I try to bring something raunchy right back to them. Because on those radios, you can say exactly what you want to, and it doesn't matter. And usually if they don't like it, they just won't say anything else. I've silenced them a few times down there. But anyway, whatever. What the fuck ever, folks. I don't give a rat's ass. I don't care. If you want to make an asshole comment on there, and I feel that it's inappropriate, I'll take it down myself. They won't have to go take it down, because if I don't like it, I'll just take it off there. It's my fucking channel. I'll do whatever I want. So, but anyway, everybody, keep the comments coming. Dig down through there. There's more shit than these last couple videos. Dig down in there. I got a real good inside rip and tear with the Chevelle. It was a couple years ago. There's actually two versions of it. One, I had the music and got copyrighted on it. There's a Star Trek theme on there that I put on there from the J.J. Abrams 09 Star Trek. That theme on that movie, I really like it. I really like it. And it went real good with the ride along. And plus it even had the sounds of the original audio too. It mixed in. And but it's a real good, I forget the name of it. I think it was just 1970 Chevelle Ride Along, I think. And it's been on there for a few years. But if you want to go check that out, it's back when my Pawsey still worked in the car. And I had the old engine that I have sitting in here on the Caddy. It had that engine in it. And that's when it was in its prime. And it was badass. That's a badass engine right there. I must say, I did a pretty good job. That was a balanced and blueprinted job there. There was lots of money in that fucking motor. Blocks decked. I polished the heads. Now those heads, when you pull them off, they'll be junk. I mean, I could probably put them on something else, but I had a bunch of blow by, and I think it was a lot of it was in the heads. It was blowing the dipstick up out. So, and it was blowing oil on the header. It actually caught on fire and blowed fire up the windshield one time. And that's when I quit ripping on it with that engine. Because when it started doing that, that was the last time I was at the drag strip is when it did that. So those drag strip videos, those last ones that I have on here on my channel, I race an F350, a Duster, a Subaru STI, what the fuck else? There was two other vehicles on there. I ran it a lot that day. I didn't get every run down, but we started to scrape into the 13s that day with that engine, and that's the best I could do with it. I mean, for the weather, it was pretty hot down there that day. Humidity was up, and that hurts you when you get that real hot fucking air, that hot bullshit breath in your fucking carburetor, in your engine. When it gets down in there, it takes your horsepower away. But if you could just, if had one of them cool cans on there, they make a can you can fill it with ice. Run your fuel line through, it's got a spiral. Looks like a goddamn worm on a fucking moonshine still, is what it looks like inside. But that same kind of principle. It damn near makes your fuel turn into a cold fucking vapor. And it takes it in really cold. But by the time it gets in your carburetor, you know, it's liquid again, and it's very dense. You get that dense, cold fuel charge in there, it helps. That's why these cars run so much better when it's like 30 to 40 degrees. So they love gulping that ice cold air. Where a diesel likes gulping hot fucking air because diesel fuel sucks. But anyway, everybody, don't take my opinions to heart. And if you don't think I'm ripping on my car enough, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm taking it to its limits. Every time I take it out, I take it to its limits. And it's taking it. I've had engines in the past take more. And the last 70 Chevelle I had, it was yellow. And I absolutely fell in love with that car. It wasn't in the best shape. Maybe I'll get some photo albums out sometime, do kind of a video on it. Because the guy I sold the car to, he had it for a while. He sold it to a guy that restores them in town down here. He had it restored, was going to take it to Atlantic City and sell it. His garage caught on fire and it burnt in the garage fire. So it's gone forever. It is gone. It is smashed wherever. That car really put my ass in gear on this hot rodding thing. That was my favorite fucking Chevelle ever. It was the very first one I had. I was going to try and buy it when he had it for sale. I was going to buy it. But my son was just a little toddler back then. He was still in diapers. I still had a shitty job. I wasn't hardly making any money. I was having problems making ends meet because I live in a deprived, poverty-stricken area. A lot of people are living under the poverty line where I'm from here. They are. And we have jobs that are picking up and leaving at the end of this month and the beginning of next month. 3 major manufacturers are leaving and going to fucking Mexico or China. So, yeah, that's a bummer. That sucks. But there's nothing you can do about it. All I got to say is our elected local government, they need to get off their fucking ass and do something. They need to try to entice somebody, get them in here. Because this is bullshit. Around here, they think that it's still 1986. And that it's like they don't want nothing to change. And when places came here, the trouble is they have the small business owner in their pockets. Like there's a couple home builders here in the area. There's a couple, there's a lumber yard in the area, like a couple of them that compete. They want to keep places like Home Depot out of here. They try to keep them out. Gatorade bottling was going to come here. They was going to open up a plant and bottle Gatorade here. They wanted to start people out $20 an hour. This was like 10 years ago. Our county commissioners ran them the fuck out of here because these small local businesses put money in their pockets, because the guys that own these small local businesses are millionaires here. And they're like lobbyists. They go put money in our commissioners' pockets and our elected officials. And if they're listening into this, they can go fuck themselves, because we're voting you the fuck out next time because you're worthless fucking cocksuckers. That hits a heart vein on me. These elected douchebags in our fucking county and in our state, they all suck. They're all about making their pockets fat and fucking over everybody else. But these local small business owners around here have slid money in their pockets to keep all these other big places out that are going to pay us something, that are going to pay us the cost of living. So they have succeeded, because Pepsi was going to come here, Gatorade was going to come here, Bass Pro Shops, they were going to come here, Amazon was going to come here. Nope, get out of here, because our local small business owners will have to pay locals what you're paying what you want to pay your employees to keep them. It's like, you know what? If that's what you got to do to keep your employees, guess what? You're going to have to fucking comply, aren't you? Now I'm getting off the subject here. Anyway, people, if you're going to buy spacers, make sure you buy the right ones. Do your research first. I don't know what to tell you about the socket to use to tighten them up for, your lug nuts. My God, you can't get a goddamn socket in there. What a fucking fiasco and a struggle. Anyhow, do your research before you buy the shit. It's a pain in the dick. It sucks. I hate to say it, but learn from my fucked up mistakes. I lost money on this stuff. Now I'm stuck with spacers I can't use, and they're just going to sit here because I paid over $150 for this shit. And to me, $150 is $150. That sucks that, I had to eat that. I'd rather ate a turd. At least I knew what I was eating. I would have known it. But this stuff here had hidden problems that I found out along the way. So, but don't be like me. Measure your shit first. What is it? Measure twice, cut once. Because once you cut it, you can't cut it again. Unless you got to shorten it. You can't add length back. So anyway, everybody, have a great fucking Sunday if you can. Because Sundays suck ass. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. I'll read it. If you want to ask me a question, that's fine. I'll try to answer it. I try to keep up on my comments. Usually my studio app sends me a comment across the screen while I'm fucking around on my phone, and I'll go right to it and read it, answer it if I have to. But everybody, thank you for watching. If you like the content, there's more to come. I'm going to try and bring you what I can bring you when I have time. I try to do this shit every weekend. As long as the weather's nice, and if I know where there's a car show, I try to keep up on this shit. Or if I'm just going to go out and clown around and perform a little bit. See what we can do here. But if there's other shit that, if you like what you're seeing, let me know. If you don't, let me know. But if you don't, I don't know why you're here. So, everybody, have a good one. And we'll see you on the next one. She's all cleaned up and know where to go today. Going to get a new one of these. That one's pretty bad looking. All right, everybody.